Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I am Donna, and today I am here with Miss Alyssa Ann. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am awesome. It is nice and hot here in Florida. How's the weather there in California right now?
Pouring rain. I think it's something to do with spring showers. Are we in spring yet? I'm not sure. I don't know the seasons anymore here.
That's right. This year, California's gotten tons of snow all over, right?
Yes, it was snowing in my backyard, and I'm only an hour from LA, so that was crazy.
Absolutely. It's been a crazy year for California. I can't remember the last time I've seen so much crazy weather there. I don't,
It's
and yeah, I mean, like,
years for me. The last time I saw snow, yeah, I think I was in high school. So
wow, it's amazing. Well, hopefully the melting and it doesn't start flooding everywhere with all the rain too much. I know they're watching for that in certain areas out there. So,
yes, LA's flooding. I just had my birthday last week and it rained, it sprinkled a little bit in the morning, but then it stopped and I was like, thank you. That's all I wanted
well,
was just rain.
happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, so we'd love to start off with a very difficult question.
Okay.
Tell us, who is Alyssa Ann?
Oh, that's a deep one.
Most
Should I speak in
difficult,
the
I promise.
or the first person? Um, okay, so basically my whole brand is wrapped around the idea that um basically like heartbreak is kind of home. So I've always found like my songs have a lot of that as the theme. I read a lot of songs about just breakups or what could have been, or you think you find the right person, but joke's on you, you didn't, and just kind of going through the motions of that. It's not that I only want to be known for that because I'm not trying to be Taylor Swift. No one can be her, but that's just kind of what I find my like inspiration in. So I've been writing a lot of songs around that. My album comes out this summer. Still working on a name for it, but my debut single did just come out a couple weeks ago on March 3rd. It's called Like I Did Before. It was my first song I've ever written. I wrote it about, I want to say 5 years ago. It was back in 2016. I'm bad at math, but I wrote it a bit ago. And I finally put it out this year. It's been a long time coming. It was an emotional project. It was just like a whirlwind of so many things happening at the time. And then COVID hit, and it just felt like there was roadblock after roadblock. So getting it out was almost like empowering as well, because it felt like, wow, I finally put something out. It has my name on it. It's on Spotify. It's on all these streaming platforms. Like, I feel like I finally did it. And it feels good to meet people and say, like, check out my music on Spotify or Apple Music, instead of, oh, I'm working on a project, but it's not out yet. And everyone's like, well, let me know when it comes out. And then you never talk to them again, or you never hear from them again. So it was just like big, huge for me to get this video out, or get the single out. And then I put out the music video. And that was hard to do. Like, I underestimated music video editors and people who work on that, because I did it all myself, because I'm a perfectionist. That's also a reason it takes so long for me to get music out, because I have to make sure everything's perfect. And if I'm not completely in love with it, I won't put it out. And that's like a little bit of a character flaw, because my friends are like, no one cares. It sounds great. Only you're this critical on yourself, right? But that's
Yes,
just
ma'am.
like kind of who I am. So I'm just very critical and like perfectionist when it comes to my music, but also I just want to be able to relate to others and help people through whatever they're going through, because chances are some other girl is out there going through the worst time of her life, and maybe she hears the song, she feels a little less alone, or she thinks like, I didn't go through this, but wow, that's a really interesting scenario. It kind of makes me think of this, or just something, because I use music as like an emotional escape. Um, if anything, it's like therapy, but not therapy. Like obviously still go to therapy, but it's just a way for me to decompress in the car, take my mind off of whatever is bothering me or upsetting me, and it immediately alters my mood. And it could be a sad song. I could really be in my feels that day and listen to the saddest song ever, and that'll make me feel a little bit better about being sad in a weird way. You know, sometimes you just got to sulk and just feel it. So that's kind of what my music is. It's not super sad all the time, but that's just like a little glimpse of like who I am, and just as an artist.
I like the therapy recommendation. Yes, if you're going to therapy, don't stop for music. Do enjoy that in addition to. Uh, oh. So let's go back to your single that you just released. And yes, I can only imagine how exciting it is to finally get it out.
Yeah.
So tell us, like I did before. Now you wrote that a few years ago, right? So was there
Yes.
like a personal inspiration behind it, or was that kind of more of a little bit personal, a little bit more story, like a friend went through it or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. So I'd like to say it happened to a friend, but no, it happened to me. Most of my songs are personally influenced. It was my first, I guess, real high school relationship. It's like that puppy love,
Yeah.
like, you know, young love situation. You think, oh my gosh, this is it, you know, like just being a blind little 17, 16-year old thinking, you know, this is it. And then when it doesn't work out, it's like the worst thing in the world, you know? You
Yeah.
think, oh my gosh, will this pain never end? Will I never stop crying about this? It's like, yes, you will. You'll get over it. You have college next, you know, you're fine. But it was just kind of not that I was upset that it didn't work out, but more I was empowered in the song that I was able to not go back to him, because the whole song was about how every year it felt like he would resurface or he'd come back into my life in some way. And this was going on for years, like maybe 7 years after the breakup. So it felt like it's just every chance he got, he'd pop back in and be like, "Hey, like remember me? Like don't forget me." And it was just always like, "Yes, I remember you." It was my favorite relationship in high school, but at the same time, it ruined me and I will never go back there. So it's like, I know what I deserve. I'm moving forward kind of mentality. So every time he'd pop back in, I'd say, no, no, no. Like, I can't love you like I did before. Like, it's not the same anymore. I have to be strong and move forward. So it's really speaking to like anyone who's ever had a relationship like that, and they don't know if they can be strong, or they feel like, oh, maybe I should just get back with him because maybe he's changed or maybe it's different. It's like, no, you guys broke up for a reason. Hold on to that and just move forward, because there's a million people out there. You will find your person, and it doesn't have to be the first relationship you get into, you know? So it was just kind of empowering me to keep looking ahead and not look back.
Absolutely. That's a great message. Absolutely. I mean, you can't, especially when you get into those relationships where you're like, we broke up for a reason. Exactly. I mean, you can't, sometimes it's meant to be. I think everything
Mm-hmm.
happens in our lives for a reason. There's a lot of
Yeah.
lessons we don't know, like, at the time it's happening, we're whatever we are. But there are years later, we might look back and be like, I know why that had to happen. So I could be the person I am today.
Yes, exactly. And you don't want to be the girl who said, you know, I went back 3 or 4 more times and the same scenario happened each time, you know? But at the same time, we don't judge people who do, because we don't know their story. We don't know their life path. You know, maybe
Mhm.
you do end up going back to the ex and it does work out and that's your soulmate and you guys get married. You know, I'm not trying to knock anybody who has ever gotten back with their ex. But if you are on, you know, the bridge, I guess, about it, maybe consider don't. You know, maybe
Yeah,
it's the right choice for you. And maybe, you know, there's something better out there when one door closes, another opens. So the song was kind of speaking to me like, you made the right choice. Thank you for staying strong all the years and just never going back, you know?
something I've learned in life is if you hesitate, the answer should be no. Like not to
Yeah.
to be negative, but sometimes you're like,
Yes.
nope, If you're hesitant about doing something, skydiving, I'm hesitant. So the answer is no.
I love that. I love that. I'm hesitant about a lot of things.
Or at
Roller
least
coaster,
not right now, right?
no. Yeah, like there's some things that I'm like, and my boyfriend was literally telling me just the other day, I was hesitant about going on this river rapids ride at Knott's Berry Farm. And he's like, you don't seem too positive you want to do it, but you don't seem like you totally want to say no. And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, it's cold. If you get wet, you're going to be freezing. And I was like, yeah. But then it came to the point where it was too late and there was no going back. And then I was like, shoot. And we get on this ride and actually didn't end up being too bad. But I wish I just said no because it ended up going from a 30-minute wait to a 90-minute wait. And, he was like, you should have just stuck with the no. And I was like, I know. So perfect example.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect example. But at least you still had fun.
Yes, it was worth it for what it was. We still had a good time. We had some little kids in our little river rapid and they were like having a ball. They loved it. They were like trying to get wet. I was like, good, you guys get wet. We'll stay over here lifting up our bodies so we don't get the sea wet.
Oh. Well, tell me, so who are some of the women that inspire you musically?
Oh gosh, there's so many. That is a wonderful question. Thank you for asking it. Okay, so for one, Carrie Underwood. She's my all-time idol. In love. She's such a powerhouse woman and she is just such a boss. And anyone who's listened to her music knows I've been following her journey since the very beginning. I think I was listening to her music back in like 2005. It's been a while and she's just gotten better and better and better with age. Like she just keeps one-upping herself. She's amazing. And then for like more up and coming artists, I'm really in love right now with Maren Morris, Casey Musgraves, Ingrid Andress. Love her music. Like I love the pop element she brings to country music and how she's really like bridging that gap between pop and country because that's kind of what I'm trying to do as well. Who else? Shania Twain, Queen, like just iconic. I love her. Who else? I hope I'm not forgetting. I love Stevie Nicks, actually. I'm a really big fan of Stevie Nicks. And another girl, she's very, very new. She's kind of like me, just starting out, but I really respect her grind and how she's come up so far. And I'm pretty sure she's way younger than me, like maybe like 22, I want to say. But Carter Faith, really good. Like her music videos are on point. Her makeup, her hair, her music, it's some of my favorite music I've ever heard, like some of the music that she's put out recently. But yeah, so that's just a few. There's so many more. But I think those are the mains right now.
Those are all great. I mean, how can you not be awesome? There's so many awesome women, like you were saying before, even before we started the interview, we're talking about that a little, there are so many great women that it's just, the list could go on and on and on. We could be here for days.
We could.
Okay, I need a food break. No.
Honestly, I have more respect for women in country music because I feel like they're grinding right now. Like, yes, we have Morgan Wallen and like he's amazing, like obsessed with his new album that came out. But it's like there's like maybe a few, like Morgan Wallen, Dustin Lynch, and it's like, okay, I respect it. I love their music, but I have way more respect just for the women. Like there's so many more women that I'm like, yes, because I just feel like there's more content that I enjoy, at least. Maybe I'm biased, but I'm just really digging the women out there right now in country.
I think you kind of put a little bit into perspective there. For the songs that they're doing, the guys that you just mentioned, even like Luke Combs, they're not, and like Marissa Moss in her book, they call them sippy cup songs, right? The ones that you can just sing along with, drink a beer, whatever. It's nothing. There's no real content, right? Yeah. Like, not that it's not a good song. Not saying it's not a good song. We're just saying that sometimes we want a little more meat with our potatoes. Right?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. These women out there are putting their heart on the line. We need some of that out there,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, well, would you like to do our 13 crazy questions?
would love it.
Wonderful. So tell me, do you have any guilty pleasure music on your current playlist?
Tons, but I don't know if I should share. I wonder if my mom's going to see this. Well, for one, Cardi B, I can rap most of her songs, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm a little proud of it because they're like I won't forget my boyfriend was in the car with me a couple months back, and one of the Cardi B songs came on randomly. Like we weren't trying to listen to her, but she just came on the radio, and I just started going full on rap. And he just like looks at me. He's like, I feel like I don't even know you. Complete alter ego change. It was so great. But yeah, so definitely her. I don't know. I don't listen to too much guilty pleasure music. It's just country all the time, most of the time, because that's where I get my inspiration from. And then for pop, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, but I don't think that's guilty pleasure. I think everyone's proud of listening to that kind of music. Like that's just like the best. But yeah, Cardi B for sure. Maybe a little Nicki Minaj, Eminem. Yes.
Nothing wrong with that. Good music, it's good music. Whatever genre it is, it's good music.
Yes, yes. Megan the Stallion. One of her songs came out, and I was like, I can never listen to this in front of people, but when I'm alone, I'll play it.
I growing up in the 90s, I remember when Hanson came out with Mbop, and everyone was like, you listen to that? I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's good music. It goes back to the Sippy Cup song, right? It was just a good song. Like there was no real major content to the song. It was just a good beat and things. And back then there were people who were like, oh, well, that's embarrassing. I'm like, well, then too bad for you.
Exactly. I feel like people don't really judge people based on the music they listen to anymore because it's just so commercialized. And, if it's on the radio, who cares? Everyone's listening to it. Yeah. Okay. But maybe don't play it at your, grandpa's funeral or there's a place and time.
There is a place and time. I would not suggest songs like that at funerals, but that would be funny. So I may have that for mine just because it's funny now.
Just because.
Well, so finish this sentence. Today, my favorite song is.
Oh no.
And tomorrow it could change. So it's just today's song.
Today. Okay. Okay, today my favorite song is I'm a Mess by Avril Lavigne and Machine Gun. No, wait, no, not Machine Gun Kelly. It's oh gosh, I lost his name. But it's Avril Lavigne. And she covers it with a male guy.
Perfect.
Yes.
If there was one song that could play every time you walked in the room, what would it be?
Oh, I love the song. I love Greener Pasture by Carter Faith. Its song is living in my head rent free. Like it's in constant repeat. So yeah, I'd say Greener Pasture.
Oh, beautiful. Would you go to karaoke with me?
Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna need some drinks because then I sound better. I'm kind of pitchy.
I've found that out. I just sound worse. So yeah, I don't drink when I sing anymore.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I shouldn't drink. I don't know. But at least I feel more confident, a little liquid courage, right?
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
And it's all about fun there. It's not, it's fun.
Hell yeah.
If you ever wrote a book, what genre would it be?
Ooh, I love those like romantic dramas, like with what's his name, Pablo on the horse with the chest hair and the woman. She's like this Latina princess, and it's such a vibe. Yeah, a little telenovela action. Yeah,
definitely PG-13 or above, right?
Yes. You can't read it, but everyone else can.
Oh, so tell me something on your bucket list.
Ooh, there's so much. Where to even begin with that one? Well, seeing at the Bluebird Cafe, that's on there. It's going to happen at some point in my life. Um, I'm not going to say skydiving because I can't commit to that.
I'm right there
um,
with you. I'd like to try it, but I'm very
I
hesitant.
yes, it intrigues me. I think, I bet once I do it, I'll be like, that was the best, that was the coolest thing ever. But it's getting to that. It's getting in the
Yeah.
plane and not having a panic attack. So let me think. Good bucket list things. Well, I want to go to, traveling. I really want to go to Europe at some point. I haven't done too much traveling in my life, so I definitely want to explore more. Greece, Italy, Paris, Spain, all that.
Absolutely. Now, being California, I'm gonna say, have you gone to like obviously the Sequoias, Yosemite, all that?
That's funny because I haven't.
What?
I know. It's like right here too. That's also on my bucket list. There's so many things. The Grand Canyon,
Mhm.
I need to get out more, I guess. But yeah, definitely want to do that. My uncle actually lives in Kings Canyon, Sequoia area, and he works in the national park. So I have absolutely no excuse to not be going.
Well, then I might be seeing your uncle in a few weeks. In May, we're going to be out there. So, yeah,
Oh, that would be awesome trip. Yes, I want to plan more road trips like that. That's going on the bucket list too.
absolutely. Tell me, what's the last thing you've read?
The last thing I read,
Yes.
um, hmm,
Besides your email, make it interesting.
make it. Oh, I read my Zodiac almost every day. So definitely read my fortune for today and my Zodiac for the month. Caught up, make sure everything's gelling.
Nice. I believe I do have some family members. I believe Pisces, right?
Yes, good.
I try to stay relevant. I don't always
Yeah,
read mine, but you know,
that's awesome. What are you? What's your sign?
I, I am an Aquarius.
Love that. Love that. So you're a very interesting mind. You think outside the box and you're unique. Love that.
Thank you. So, what is your game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Okay, so I just came up with this idea actually a week ago. I don't know why, but my boyfriend keeps talking about like the war in Russia and it's freaking me out. So we came up with a plan that we're just going to go in the cellar and just hide. We have I currently live on a property that has like, barns and it's kind of older. And we
Mhm.
recently found that there's like this old abandoned cellar. It's pretty gross. There's some spider webs and it's not clean at all, but we're like, you
Clean
know
that
what?
up.
We should get this ready because we could be trying to get in here one day because something's going down. So, and we just watched World War Z a couple nights ago. So it really got me in the mindset of what am
That's
I doing?
mhm.
Do I have a plan? So yeah, I'm going in the cellar. I'm locking it up. Never coming out. I'm going to have all of my soups, all of my beans in a can opener because you need that to open them.
Right.
Plenty of water. What else? Lots of, oh, I love these chocolates. I'm obsessed. They're the Lindor
Oh yeah.
little strawberry and cream. When those came out for Valentine's Day, I bought 10. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have all my comfort snacks, maybe a little bit of Chick-fil-A, and yeah, I'll be good.
And maybe some Twinkies because I heard they last forever.
Hey,
I'm
last
not sure
week,
about that though.
I don't know if I'd ever put a Twinkie in my mouth, but there's just some things you don't know why it lasts that long, and I have too many questions.
Yeah, definitely have a lot of questions about the Twinkie for sure. Uh, so tell me, hypothetically, if I
Okay.
called you up and said I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
No? Well,
Sheer
so I
honesty here.
watch way too many of the crime documentaries, like just
Yeah,
serial killer, all of it. So at this point, I feel confident that I could find a place, but I'm also not proud to say that. But
It's okay. We
yeah.
always talk about those great shows on the Investigation Discovery Channel, like Wives with Knives, Fear Thy Neighbor. And I probably mentioned the same two over and over because I just think those were the funniest titles ever. Like Fatal
That's
Attractions. Yeah.
it's always the wife or the husband.
Right?
That's so funny.
Occasionally the boyfriend or girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, yep. I've watched every single one on Netflix, even the ones that aren't maybe mainstream. I've seen them all. Can't help myself.
Oh. Okay. So if we start a movie tomorrow about your life, who should we call to play you?
Oh my gosh. Everyone says I look like Tina Fey, but I don't see it.
I could see a younger Tina Fey for sure. For
Yes, like
sure.
a younger
Now
Tina.
you said that,
Everyone
yeah.
Tina Fey. I'm just like, okay, she's a badass. I like her. Also the girl from Pitch Perfect, Anna Kendrick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's
I've
correct.
gotten
Yes.
her at an airport once. So maybe Anna Kendrick. Love her as well. And she sings.
Perfect.
So
Oh, awesome. We're set now. I'll get that going tomorrow.
awesome.
Tell me, what is, in your opinion, the worst pizza topping?
Oh, the worst. Oh, I don't like mushrooms or
Oh,
sardines. Oh, God. Can't believe it. No,
yeah. I still don't know why
no,
they put fish on pizza.
no. I saw that once and I was like at a party and I was like, who is going to eat that? I
Uh,
just, where's the pepperoni? Where's the classic pepperoni?
yes.
Even pineapple is acceptable to
Uh,
me.
that's what,
And ham. It's better than that sardine on a pizza. Yeah.
yeah, I would agree. Absolutely. At least
Mhm.
you didn't say pineapple first because we were going to have that debate. It's been a debate last year. The biggest thing was the pineapple. I'm not sure. Like, it's people are like either they hated it or they loved it. There were a couple in betweens. Like, like me, I'm like I don't care, whatever, on that. But there are some
Mhm.
people that were very strongly like, there's no way that pineapple bear ever touched my pizza. Kind of. I was like, oh, okay,
Oh wow.
got it.
Very, very opinionated. No, I
Mhm.
like it. It's tasty. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weirdo, but Cali
I,
things.
I think it's good. There are other people that's a texture thing, so I can understand their little
Oh,
texture. I get it. Mhm.
I see.
Yeah. So tell me something you would never do. Like
Ooh.
never jump out of a perfectly good airplane without a parachute. No.
I mean, that's obvious, right? Wow, that's a really like hard question. There's so many things that I wouldn't do. Um, I probably wouldn't drive my car across the United States. Just I do not like being in the car for more than 6 hours. Just can't do it. It's too much. I would. Ooh, what else would I not do? I wouldn't sing a song drunk because I know how that goes.
It's
um,
just a bar room. It's okay. Don't worry. No one cares.
I
We're all having a
know.
drink. No, okay. It's okay.
But for me, I'm like, well, if this is my career, I can't
Yeah.
do it. Like I could see some people like drunk and doing it, and it's like, well, they don't get out much. So huzzah.
Yeah. It's a total different thing. We're not doing it for career. We're doing it just to have fun.
Yeah, exactly. To have fun, it's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, get
Yeah.
your boots on. We're singing some Shania Twain. Let's go, girls.
That's
Definitely done
it.
that. Definitely done that one. What else would I never do? I would never, I don't want to say I would never leave California, but like Nashville, I might leave for Nashville. But I love California. I don't want to leave. The weather and everything I hear is better than most places, which I can't believe because right now it's snowing and raining constantly. So I'm upset. This is not what I signed up for. Um,
Well, isn't it like the not El Nino, no, maybe it's the oh, it's one of those weird things, right?
One of those names. Yep, there's something going on here.
Yeah. And the last time that happened, they were saying that like in Florida here, Hurricane Andrew was like, because that was devastating, right? Like Irma, or not Irma, but Irma was bad too. But the recent one we just had, Ian, that was pretty bad. Um, so but they were like, yeah, Andrew was what happened that year when that whole little whatever name thing was going on in the world and weather. I'm like, oh, I think I was a little young during that time. Let me go check my what I was doing in the year of
So many.
1990 or something, but
There's Hurricane Katrina. There's all these names. Hurricane Andrew, Michael. It's like, I don't know. They just named one after my kid. Like, so I'm just like, okay, yep, another name, another
when
issue.
it makes landfall, technically they resign the name. I found that out. I was like, oh, so that's why we get all these names sometimes. I'm like, no, because I was always like, why isn't there one name after me, And it was funny. Like, yeah, that's because Hurricane Donna hit in like 1980 or something. I'm like, oh, before I was born. Perfect. Like, yeah.
Well, at least you have one. So I don't think there's a tornado Alyssa or a, Hurricane Alyssa.
I'll work on it. I'll see if there's somewhere where we can submit these names for next year. Not that I have that poll, but I'll try.
Do we just have to vote on it? Do we just, all right, we voted on that. That's a good one. That was the name of my ex. We'll go with that one.
Right. Pick him out of a hat. I don't know, baby book name. Look, I landed on.
Or are we dedicating these natural disasters to people? Because that's a little dark.
I'm going to dedicate that hurricane to my ex. It's perfect.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
So tell me, do you have any words of wisdom that you live by? If so, what are they?
Yes, so many every day. Get back up. You get pushed down, you just get back up every time, no matter what. Always, it's all about the attitude you have. So you can be in the worst circumstance, but if you have a good attitude, you just make the most of it. I'm big on making the most of shitty situations. Okay, this is from the Cinderella story, but don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. What else? If you're going through hell, keep going. I'm just quoting music. But yeah, it's all about just keep trucking, like life's going to throw stuff at you. You just got to keep going. You just got to keep moving through. Don't let, anyone's opinions of you, everyone's opinion of you is none of your business. That's a big one. Your opinion.
Dolly, I don't know if you like Dolly, but Dolly would say you can't have the rainbow without the rain. So I'm just helping you with your rain situation there. Hopefully it'll dry up and you'll have a nice rainbow.
Exactly. I love Dolly. I went to Dollywood a few years back and it was so much fun. But yeah, so that was just a couple of them, don't get back with your ex. Just kidding. But really. Yeah.
It depends. Have they changed? We need the checklist of changes.
Yes, we need to look at the list. We need to be like, all right, what are you promising me this time? We're writing that down. You sign here.
Here's our contractual agreement at this relationship.
Yes. And I get your Netflix password and Hulu. That's non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Oh, it has been such a pleasure, Alyssa. And you're welcome back anytime. And we are definitely looking forward to this summer. So it's coming out this summer, the debut album, right?
Yes, the debut album is coming out. The debut single's already out. So if you guys want to check that one out, it's on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, all the good stuff. And the music video is on Amazon, Apple, and YouTube. So yeah, I can give you those links and stuff later.
Absolutely. We'll make sure we have the links in the description. That way everyone can go check them out.
Awesome. Great.
All right. Well, thank you. And thank you, friends, for joining us for another episode of Crazy Women Country. Until next time, have a great day.
Awesome.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.